Welcome back to From the Burbs to the Tetons. Hi guys, it's been a little while since I've done a video, and it's just because I have been swamped. I'm in the woods. The biggest thing I've been working on is my BPI certification. That's the Building Performance Institute. It's one of 3 organizations that is recognized by most government institutions as being a knowledgeable and certification that they recognize. I'm not sure how to say that. That was a tongue twister. So I got my BPI certification. I actually have 3 of them. One's just kind of a basic knowledge one, and then 2 are professional one. I've got an EP certification and an AP certification. Those 2 certifications together allows me to be a certified contractor. Of course, that's when I open up my contracting company, which another thing on my list of 800 things that I'm doing and why I'm in the woods. So the BPI, I've been doing a lot of studying and training and testing and, you know, all of that stuff. Probably took a good 3 to 4 week chunk out of my life doing that. Then, of course, if I'm going to start being a contractor and doing contract type work, right now I've been doing some handyman work while I'm still getting ready to pay some of the bills. I need a truck, and I don't know if any of you are following me on Instagram. Please do. There's a link on the page for that. And yeah, so I bought a truck. First truck I've ever owned. I'm still learning a lot about trucks. So that's an interesting and new thing for me. I'm going to get rid of my Mazda Miata. I've had little sports cars most of my life. Started with an MG Midget, and then an MR2, and then a Mazda Miata. So yeah, it's just that time in my life and where we're moving to, there's just not much use for the Mazda Miata. And I have a Honda 450, I can't remember if it's a 1972 or 76 that I'm going to rebuild. That'll be something on the channel down the road. If I want to get out and have the wind blowing through my hair, the hair blowing through my wind, you know, I'll have the motorcycle to go out on. Up there, maybe 3 months, 4 months out of the year, I would be able to use the Mazda, and I wouldn't use it often. It would be just kind of that fun car to drive, and I can either keep that or I can pay to build a garden shed, which I need the garden shed more than I need the Miata at this time, in this point in my life. What else? Nudura. I took the training, and then what I need to do is work on 2 job sites to get, I want to say certified because I can't remember what they call it, but it's kind of like an authorized or approved or something installer. So I'm trying to work that out, whether or not I'm going to do it out in Idaho, or if I've got a contact down in North Carolina who took this class with me, and they said they're desperate for people to help out on project sites. So I want to do at least one with a company, and I'm thinking about giving them a call and trying to do it the week before, or close to the week before I move out to Idaho for 3 or 4 months, or permanently. That's a whole other conversation we'll have at another time. I'm going to become a contractor, so I've got to open up a new business and get insurance and all that other kind of stuff. I've been a small business owner before, so I know all the things I've got to do to get through it, but a ton of work to do that and get that up and running properly, advertising and getting contracts and hiring people, you know. I've learned that having a helper is a big deal, and so I'm looking to do that. And just around the whole business thing is, I'm 56, just about to turn 57. I'm probably going to run this business for 10 years, and then what happens to it? I don't want it to go to the by and by. Neither one of my kids, who are both girls, that doesn't mean girls can't get into construction, but they're not into construction stuff. one works for the Humane Society, big advocate on dogs and puppy mill stuff. If you're following me on Facebook, I like a lot of the stuff she's been doing. She puts out messages and stuff like that. Clearly, she's not going to want to get into construction. And then my other daughter, she's into, sports stuff, sports business stuff. And she really likes it. And so she's not going to become a contractor. So my idea is open up the company, try and get 4 or 5 young kids who are interested in this, not looking to go to college, and have them, in 10 years, have a employee buyout of the company, and purposely look for bringing in people that really want to do this for a living, have a passion for it, who want to do good work, and kind of show them how to run a small business, because I've done it for years before, and and then let them take over the company and keep going. I've always loved working with my hands, so I'm excited about this. It'll get me out from behind the desk. Hopefully I'll lose a little weight getting out and doing stuff. But yeah, I'm excited about that part. I love mentoring. I like teaching. It's one of the things I liked when I was a software development manager for, 25 plus years, is I always mentored my employees or people who were below me. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I still haven't sent in my information on my permits because I still have to finish a couple of drawings and get some quotes back from some people. But because I've been so laser focused on my BPI certification, I kind of let that lapse. So a lot of stuff going on. I've got 8 or 9 videos all queued up and ready for me to film and cut and edit and post, and I just haven't had the time to get to them. The other thing is if I'm going to become a contractor, I got to get up to speed with having contractor type tools. If you guys haven't watched my discussion on Milwaukee versus Makita versus DeWalt, as far as, getting a primary tool set that I'm going to invest in, because one of the huge investments in those things are the batteries. I mean, the batteries could be a third of your cost of your toolkit and stuff. And I have made a decision there. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to wait for the video, but that'll probably be my next video. I've got all the information. I've got a whole bunch of information on soundproofing that I want to do a video on soundproofing. When I went to college, I did not finish college. I ended up dropping out of college. I just really didn't like it. I'm dyslexic. I'm horrible at memorizing things. I just don't do a good job memorizing things. And when I jump into the deep end of the pool on things, because I'm dyslexic, I overanalyze the question. So I always did bad on tests and things like that. But I studied mechanical engineering. So the work wasn't above me. It was just kind of like, if I wanted to memorize a whole bunch of stuff and use that and do all my math by hand, I would have taken history and I would have taken a teaching direction in college. I was very good at, I've always been very good at programming. It's just been one of those things that had come natural to me. As a sophomore in high school, I was writing college-level programs on mainframes and stuff. So it was pretty frustrating going through a school that didn't even allow you to use a calculator, let alone where I could program stuff where it would even analyze the problem and probably pick the right algorithm to use to solve the problem. And but I digress. But it's nice to be able to use some of all that knowledge I learned years and years ago when talking about soundproofing, because there's a lot of physics that goes into how to soundproof something well. I've got several handyman jobs that I've done where I taped a lot of this stuff. Hopefully the I'm doing better on placing the camera. I'm remembering more often to put the camera up, to turn on the record button. You know, I get so laser focused on some of this stuff, it's easy for me to forget that I need to run the camera too. And you'll see other people say, you know, it's like, hey, this was a 4-hour job it took me, but I spent an hour and a half messing with the camera and repositioning the camera and all that kind of stuff. And they're right. And I just got to remember to do that. And slowly but surely, I'll get better at it. And what else is going on? I think that's about it. That's the quick and dirty update. Within a week, I will upload the next video, which will be on the tool sets. Probably after that, I'm going to try and do the soundproofing one. I've got to keep track of the videos I want to do before I leave. Once I leave and get out there, I also need to set up my laptop to be able to edit videotapes, because right now I have this super duper high-end Linux box, but I'm not sure. I might take the box with me just so that I have it out there, and if I find a way to get it set up, I'll set it up and use it. But if I can't, I need to be able to edit videos on my Windows 10 laptop. And it's a reasonably decent machine, but still, it's nothing compared to my Linux box. I got 32 cores, 64 gigabytes of memory. It's lightning fast, and it's running Linux, which is probably 3 times faster than Windows on the same hardware. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Would love you to go ahead and subscribe and follow along with the journey. And I'll see you guys in about a week.